Fight!
So you see, what you want to do.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Trench Grenade channel. I am your host, the average arguing over Thanksgiving dinner enjoyer that your mom said that we have at home. Thanks for watching. Guys, today we are going to be on the road, so you're going to have to deal with the Mustang noise in the background. You're going to have to deal with whatever Nighthawk input. I'm sure you guys will appreciate her input. We are on the road, so bear with the background noise. What you're going to be seeing here in a minute is footage of my Mustang kit, okay? A lot of guys would refer to it as a truck gun or a truck gun loadout or truck loadout, or just simply referred to often as a truck gun, right? Unfortunately, what you should be watching today is, rest in peace, Paul Harrell's Thanksgiving special. Now, as many of you guys know on this channel, typically on Thanksgiving, either the day before Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving itself, like today when you're watching this, trying to escape your in-laws, because they probably think that Kamala Harris was a good option, which she's not. But while you're trying to talk about Trump and why guns are good, you'll be enjoying this. Everybody down in the comments today, I want it to be super respectful. I want there to be two parts of the comment section. First part is just going to be rest in peace Paul Harrell, right? Post your favorite Paul Harrell memories down below. He was an awesome gun tuber, an awesome, I guess, just human being. So post your favorite memories of Paul Harrell below, and part two will be posting what is in your truck gun loadout. Of course, if you want to support this channel and the growth that is occurring on the channel, hit the like button and just leave those comments, and that'll help out more than you know. If you want to help out any further, just join the Patreon. It's a monetary donation that helps pay for I guess time editing, because I don't really film a lot of the shooting lately, because I've learned that you guys don't care about watching the shooting footage. You just want to hear what I recommend or don't recommend based on what survives testing and what doesn't. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, the shooting range days are fun and everything. I think it mixes it up a little bit, but I think people want to hear what you got to say.
Well, they don't watch it either. I think they get bored, and this isn't like an attack on you guys. I think you guys get bored with seeing the shooting and seeing the drills. I think you guys like to see just a little bit of it, but then you want to hear discussion.
Yeah.
Right? Thoughtful discussion, not gun slop. So here in a minute, you guys will be seeing a really impromptu, like 3 or 4 minutes worth of footage on my what's in the trunk of the vehicle, right? What's in the trunk. So you'll be seeing that. But what I want to discuss first is some gun slop that I saw last night. And that is, it was some competition shooter discussing, it was on Focus Strip's channel, but a lot of guys in the comments of that video were just as lost as the competition shooter that posted the video. Hold on, White Monster break. Okay. So just as a friendly reminder, shooting is like 1% of everything that it means to be a prepared citizen, right? If you're a really, really good shooter, that's good, but you need to focus on gear and training. What I mean by training is I'm not talking about just raw skill on the flat range. I'm talking about infantry basic skills. How to live in the woods, how to paint your face, how to cook in the woods, when to start a fire, when not to, how to maneuver as part of a larger element. These are things that are more important than shooting, right? Shooting is a base level skill. It's a beginning level skill, right? It's a perishable skill. But I saw a lot of guys in the discussion last night, and I rage quit a little bit, because I even commented I quit. Dudes need to focus on warrior tasks and battle drills more than I think they realize, right? Kit setup, warrior tasks, battle drills, and shooting should all go hand in hand. Anyway, there's my mini rant on that. I'll probably do a full discussion on that. But back to the topic of today's video. So at 4 minutes and 28 seconds right now, as I speak, you should be seeing what's going on in the Mustang trunk. Now, I believe I started with the helmet. So first I want to lay out the groundwork. The reason why you need to have a bug out gun in general is to increase your combat power, right? To give yourself a more casualty producing option. What does that mean? That means your concealed carry handgun sucks. And I don't mean that it sucks like it's going to malfunction. I mean that you're not going to shoot somebody at 300 meters that's engaging you with rifle fire with your handgun, right? You're not going to go stop the Las Vegas mass shooter. If you guys remember that, you're not going to stop that dude with your Glock 19. What you are going to be able to stop him with is your 20-inch that you should be seeing right now with an ACOG, right? Or at least defend your family to get off the X. I hate saying that phrase, get off the X. It's so like 2012, like YouTube boomer. But yeah, get off the X. That's what you're going to use this bug out kit for. Now, where I think guys get lost along the way is they hear bug out gun. So what do? They go out and they buy, or not bug out gun, but truck gun, and they go out and they buy a cheap disposable handgun or a cheap disposable AR-15 or shotgun.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or shotgun.
And they put it in their truck or their car, right? And now they have this crappy gun that lives in their vehicle, unsecured, and they think, okay, if I ever get into trouble, I'll just rely solely on this old AR-15. And I'd rather have the AR than not, right? Than just have my Glock 19. I'd rather have that rifle. However, you need supporting equipment. Okay? You need to have supporting equipment. Now, let's set the base layer of what you need to have, right? Because just having a rifle is good for a base level engagement, i.e., there's a threat, you are in a scenario, and you're gonna have to play what ifs on this. You're in a scenario where you feel you are gonna need to deploy this rifle in a situation to defend yourself or your family, right? So now you're going to the trunk to secure said rifle. Now, what I want to say first on that part is if you're in an active engagement, i.e., you're at a traffic light, a stoplight, or a stop sign, and a bunch of gangbangers start trying to kill you in your vehicle, the rifle isn't part of the conversation.
Yeah, you can't get to it.
Yeah, it's not part of the conversation. Your handgun, your Glock 19 or Glock 17, and your partner's Glock 19 or Glock 17 is going to be the premier part of the fight, right? You're either going to get to your gun or you're not. You're either going to die right there or you're not. So that is not what a bug out gun, or I keep saying bug out gun, that's not what a truck gun is for. A truck gun, let me give an example of what a truck gun is for. Let's say you're at Thanksgiving dinner and you see the news comes on and there's been an invasion of the continental United States. I know this is a far-fetched thing, but just bear with me, right? There's been an invasion of the continental United States, or there's been a prison breakout near you where a bunch of convicted felons, rapists, murderers are on the loose, or I'm giving a few examples, right? Or there's some sort of immediate threat in your area where you cannot get home.
You live in Colorado, and you're in the area with the
Venezuelan gangs have taken over the adjoining neighborhood, and you cannot use the road to just drive out. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna slam the beer, right? That you're consuming. You're gonna go out, and now we get into what the truck gun is actually used for, right? Now we get into the use case. So first thing you're gonna do, what you should be seeing, I'll probably loop it so you're not looking at me in the car. First thing you're gonna do is don your belt and your body armor. So what I bring on the road, and I know Nighthawk gets annoyed because like every time we go on the road, she's like, are we bringing all of this stuff? And every time I'm like, unfortunately, yes, we are. Like, it's just part of the thing. So what I carry is on the belt for a bug out kit, or god dang it, for a truck gun kit on the belt, I do all pistol mags. So 4 pistol mags in my Glock 19X. Why the Glock 19X? I shoot that gun the best. It has a longer grip module, right? A longer purchase. I put Talon grips on the actual Glock 19X, okay? I guess, kind of sandpaper.
Yeah.
I put that on the Glock 19X, and I run the stock night sights, metal night sights on that thing. So it's just kind of like my go-to for any sort of like duty kit. I love that thing, right? So I'm going to have that in a level 3 retention holster. Why do I have a level 3 retention holster that you're probably seeing right now? Well, hopefully on loop, right? I have a level 3 because I don't want the gun to ever fall out or go anywhere that I don't want it to go. You got to realize a truck gun loadout is more similar to a duty kit, right? I want this thing to be securely affixed to my person. Affixed, there's a fun word. Affixed to my person. That way, in the event that I ever need it, it has been retained properly to my body. So that way, when I go get in this fictional gunfight, I know the gun is always loaded in there, okay? So that is why a level 3 retention holster. I do not run a white light or a red dot on my duty slash truck gun loadout, okay? I do not. I use the handgun, what it is intended to be used for, and that is as a secondary option when my rifle goes down or to fight to another rifle. I'm not, you know, responding to a call in the middle of the night as a law enforcement officer where I need to turn this light on, you know, on X300 1,000 lumen light on someone's face. All right, moving on from the handgun. Now, one thing to note, what a lot of you guys are realizing is, okay, so Trench is carrying 2 handguns, yes. Oh, and that's my decision. You guys might just carry your Glock 19, and then when things go crazy, you put it in the holster, right? You put it in the duty holster. That's a good option too. But the reason why I typically will carry another Glock 19X is so that way the system is always just set and established. And I hope that kind of makes sense. And if you've gotten this far, I guess this is going to be about a 30 to 40 minute video. So happy Thanksgiving. But I want the system to always be the same. So let's say I'm on the road, and you know, bear with the hypotheticals. Let's say I was on the road and I was feeling froggy, and I decided to carry, for whatever reason, my Python 3-inch, which is kind of crazy for a long road trip, but let's bear with the hypothetical. Well, now I know when I go to my my Mustang kit that there's always a Glock 19X there. So I don't have to worry about, okay, well now I have this awkward shoulder holster with my 3-inch Python, and 3 inches is a lot, you know, so too much even. But now I don't have to worry about this weird system. I just always have, the kit is always the same, it never changes. And if there's ever any updates to the kit, I make sure everything is in line with the other pieces of supporting equipment. Now, so that is the thought process on the handgun, okay? So Glock 19X, style grips, no light, no optic, metal sights in a level 3 holster. Moving on, why do I carry all pistol mags on the belt? So on the belt, I carry 4 additional Glock magazines. The reason being is I want both weapon systems to be able to survive on their own. Because now we're thinking, if this situation, we'll say we get invaded, right? In the most extreme scenario, we get invaded. I want both weapon systems to be fully capable on their own. So if I need to have deep concealment or anything like that, I have 4 additional handgun magazines already on the belt, right? Now obviously I can take those out and put a rifle mag in that rifle mag pouch, but I want the system to be able to support itself. Okay, moving on from there. My first aid kit, I will have 3 to 4 first aid kits in this entire kit. 2 to 3 are in the vehicle itself, in a actual vehicle, I guess, medical bag that I have. But on the actual belt, there will be my IFAK, T-Rex Arms IFAK, and then moving on from there, a dump pouch. Typically in the dump pouch, I'll keep a rifle magazine, and that is just for redundancy's sake. All right, I can throw that mag away, like leave it in the vehicle if I need to, but that just gives me the option, if I need that additional rifle magazine, that I can bring it with me. So, pretty standard, as I get a white monster break here, pretty standard belt kit setup, right? Pretty standard. You got your pistol, you got your 2 to 4 pistol magazines, a blowout kit, and a dump pouch. You will notice, if it's visible, I always have my 2 M67 hand grenade pouches from work on that kit. Not going to be very useful for you guys or for me off work. However, if I ever encounter, you know, the opportunity to put some spicy baseballs in those pouches, then yeah, those pouches will be there. But for your purposes, you do want to keep the backside of your belt kit generally flat, because if you're in a vehicle, as the kit implies, you don't want to be sitting on any sort of pouches or anything like that, right? If you have a hand grenade in there, it's only going to be for short durations during an assault. Okay, moving on from there. After we cover the belt, if you got this far, go ahead and leave a turkey emoji right now. Yep, because that means you're committed. Your in-laws have annoyed you to the point where you're dealing with Trench Grenade and Nighthawk in a Mustang, long format Mustang Rant video, because you're over it, right? All right, moving on to the helmet. So pretty standard ballistic helmet, OpScore fast helmet with a multicam cover. Method of marking myself, so it's a couple American flags and a forward observations group patch. The reason why you want that on there is for friendly identification. If you know, and you got to use the what if game. Let's say the enemy has invaded, you're cut off, you have to now you rely on your kit that you have in your vehicle. Well, you want other good guys to see your American flags and not engage you, right? That is the goal, because if you want to avoid fratricide as much as possible, and you can upgrade or downgrade those methods of marking on your own person as you need. If you're like, hey dude, I don't think there's going to be any other Minutemen in the area, it's just me, take that stuff off. Okay, if you think, hey, the Chinese army is actively executing people in the streets, hey, take that stuff off, and now you're going to fight a guerrilla force, right? Or be a part of a guerrilla fight. Rip Harambe, right? So, helmet, pretty standard. Today we're rocking the Swordens from me, and Nighthawk, it just has some Howard Light cheapo stuff in the back, but for me, some Swordens. I don't have the helmet, the Howard Lights that I typically have on the helmet, because I've been wearing the helmet a lot for work, and I want to keep the overall signature of the helmet kind of light. So the times you're going to end up engaging is very, very few, right? The overall time maneuvering is going to be 99% of your life, and the times you actually spend shooting the rifle is going to be a very small amount of time. So I do have the Swordens, and they will be in the assault pack that you see in the Mystery Ranch, right? In the helmet, this is one thing to note, I have a mask. Now the mask is a Arc'teryx, it's either tan or gray, just an Arc'teryx mask. The reason for that is, if I'm doing anything, I don't want people to be able to easily identify me. I already have tattoos, so that's a problem. But if I'm using my Mustang or White Monster brake, if I'm using my Mustang kit, I want to be able to hide my identity if I actually have to get into any sort of engagement, right? So having that mask to be able to hide your identity is going to be crucial. And it's just right there on the helmet. You throw it on, you're good to go. Moving on from there. Body armor. Super simple. Don't overthink it. Level 4 front plate, level 4 back plate. I don't rock side plates for this kit. It's a T-Rex Arms AC1, 4 magazines, 3 in a Kiwi placard up front, and 1 in the cummerbund, 2 tourniquets, 1 on the left side and 1 on the right side. Super simple. On the front of the body armor, I have a Australian style dump pouch to dump half empty magazines or other Skittles and fun things that you find on the ground that you don't have a pocket to throw in, because you may just be wearing gym attire. So having that Australian style front dump pouch is going to work really well. Again, super simple, just a AC1 with a level 4 front and back Hescos. You buy whatever armor you want that is level 4 rated, preferably. You will notice on the body armor more American flags. Again, that is just to identify yourself, differentiate yourself from the enemy. If you need it, you can always take it off, right? That will also help local law enforcement hopefully be like, okay, either this dude is just some I guess prepared citizen and they're trying to help. Hopefully it will give them a second thought before they attempt to mag dump 17 rounds at you and miss about 80% of them, because they're local law enforcement and they can't shoot. Oh, 1 second, White Monster break. Okay, moving on from there. Next we have the actual rifle itself. You guys have seen it here on the channel, but if you're new to the channel, it is a 20-inch PSA Saber modified. We'll just call it that. Now, it was a project gun for the channel that survived 3,500 rounds, so it has been relegated to my truck gun or Mustang gun. The reason why: 20-inch barrel gives me the capability to reach out to 600 meters with the ACOG that's on the gun. It's an FN barrel, cold hammer forged, so that is an accurate barrel. Looking at 2.5 MOA gun easily. Okay, 2 to 2.5 MOA gun with 55 grain, which is good. That's fine. That's for combat application. That's fine. On the gun, T-Rex arm sling painted up with a Surefire white light, ACOG, TA31, green chevron, RMR, Trigicon on top of that for fast engagements or close engagements. A1 style buttstock. You kind of get the vibe with an enhanced trigger. The Saber enhanced trigger, really good trigger. Why this gun? This gun is kind of my, when I think of a Minuteman or a Mustang gun, this kind of fits all the things. It's lightweight, it's got magnification, it's got a red dot, it's got a white light, it's got a good barrel and a good trigger. So that, and it's got the capability of having, 3,100 feet per second, with that 55 grain at distance. So that increases my combat power, increases my ability to engage targets at distance and effectively put them down with 1 to 2 round engagement, rather than having something like a Mark 18 with a 10-inch barrel, which is going to be very, very difficult for those longer engagements. So having that 20-inch option is mega based. You can hammer somebody in Minecraft a couple times with that, and they're going to have really, really, it's going to have a really good effect on target at distance, okay? And the repeatability of engagement with that ACOG is going to allow you, if you do miss, you can have a follow-up shot that is extremely accurate and corrected quickly. I do not like LPVOs. If you have an LPVO on your gun, I think it is the worst option you could possibly have. It adds heft to the gun. It is not good at 1 power engagements, at true 1 power engagements, due to parallax shift, due to head placement and parallax shift. Oh my god. They are not durable. Having them beat up in the back of a Mustang with all the Michelob Ultras that are floating around back there, it will break, okay? And I'm only being slightly facetious to deliver the message of, if you have an LPVO, it's because you watched a Garantham video titled Recce or How to Survive in the Mountains. Maybe if I'm not too lazy, I'll include a picture of that, but I'm probably going to be too lazy because it's Thanksgiving Day, and as I record this, that means I'm editing this in about 20 minutes after I get to where I'm going, and if Nighthawk's family gets mad at me, it's going to be your guys' fault. So, but the reason why you're using an LPVO is probably because you watched some Recce video online and you thought, I need to have 1 power and 6 power magnification. So you went out and you bought a Strike Eagle, which is like the worst freaking option to ever put on your gun. The Vortex Strike Eagle gives me cancer. When I think of it, it grows my liver cancer from the copious amounts of beverages I've consumed over the years. It grows it exponentially. So if you are rocking an LPVO that has Vortex Strike Eagle on the side of it, do me a favor. Take it off the gun and use it as target practice, or sell it to some idiot that doesn't watch this channel that thinks it's a good option. And if you're in the comments right now like, oh my god, I was enjoying this rant and then I got to 23 minutes and you went after my Strike Eagle, good. Do better. Do more with less and stop that. Bad gun content person. Do better. So you have to listen to me talk about LPVOs.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? When you see do you even know what an LPVO is?
Yeah, it's the type of scope where it's easier to get, like, what do you call that, shadow and all that stuff.
Oh, you're talking about iBox? Or
Yeah, iBox, yeah.
It's harder to get a perfect, yeah. So even...
Yeah, I shot one with you and Big Will.
And
right?
did you like it?
No.
Okay, so, yeah. So what she's talking about is the iBox window is finicky, and I know I rock an ACOG, so it's the same similar issue, but different. Okay, so you know what? If you're using an LPVO, go away. Goodbye.
All I'm thinking about right now is a certain person being like, I've shot 10,000 effing rounds through,
Oh my god.
through an LPVO.
That guy is such a freaking fraud. Anyway, oh my god, what a joke, dude. He is. Yeah, don't even. Some of these guys, dude, I'll do a follow-up video. Guys, if you want a follow-up video of me yelling at you for 10 minutes talking about you're not a operator, you're more of an infantryman, and you couldn't even make it as an infantryman, so do better video, comment down below, okay? Guys get so caught up in
I want
this.
to get yelled at by Trench.
Guys get so caught up in this, like, I want to be an operator, so what are they wearing mindset, when it's like, no dude, you don't want to be an operator. They do a very small skill set.
They're great at it.
They're great at it. It's like, yeah, you want to be able to survive in the woods, survive in a trench, survive in a building, as with an infantry, with a
jack of all trades,
yes,
master of none.
Yes, the infantryman of 2024 is so much well versed than a freaking operator, dude. It's just, don't even, okay? And here's the thing, operators know this. We love training with dudes that do, you know, direct action and tier 1 and tier 2 guys, because they're in real life, now I'm going down a rabbit hole. But in real life, the infantry and tier 1 and tier 2 guys, we love each other because they give us new methods of using things and we teach them field craft, etc. And it works awesome because we do the inner and outer cordon, which is where we kill the bad guys that try to sneak up on them, and they kill the guys in the building. It's awesome. It's a great give and take, because they're not going to carry an M240 Lima. We are, but it's just a whole deal. Anyway, just pay attention to who you get your advice from, and avoid certain people that yell at you about helmet wearing for 29 years. Okay, so I'll cover what's in the bag because it is starting.
What's in the bag?
Yeah, it is starting to rain. So in the bag, I have a jet boil, 4 to 5 Mountain House meals, 4 quarts of water, an IFAC, a fleece cap, a headlamp, a layered system, and a flashlight, and 2 additional pistol mags, and 1 additional rifle mag. That's what I keep, generally speaking, in my Mystery Ranch bag. So there's that. But anyway, I think we have kept you guys from your family long enough. Again, Paul Harrell unfortunately isn't here, so we have to try to fill the void, feed the voices in your head and all the things with this not a bug out kit, a truck gun loadout, and why you should probably implement one for your Thanksgiving travels. Do you have any closing remarks for them?
Not really a closing remark. I probably should have asked this question way sooner. What are your thoughts on, like, because we're in the South with a lot of hunters and things like that, what's your thoughts on using like a hunting rifle as a truck gun?
I mean, if you have a 30-06 rifle, fine, but you're not gonna have very much ammo. You know, you're not gonna carry a lot of ammo in most cases. So that's kind of like the difference between buying your quote unquote hunting rifle. You know, typically a bolt action 4 to 5 shot rifle, 308, 30-06, etc. and you have it in your vehicle. I mean, I would rather have that capability, but if you find yourself going against a bunch of dudes with ARs, which is what most of the world is going to have, either an AK-74 or an AR-15, you're going to be undergunned, severely undergunned.
Yeah.
So, but it's better than not having it.
Yeah, I'm just thinking our area demographic, like 90% of anyone on this interstate right now is going to have a hunting
That's good.
rifle in there.
I mean, that's still good.
Yeah.
But you got to think, okay.
Especially because 'tis the season.
Yeah, so you see somebody 250 meters away, you know that they're about to start shooting at you. You got to think, if you have just a hunting rifle, all right, well, if you have just a hunting rifle, you're going to be undergunned, okay? But we're going to let you guys go. It's raining, so you probably can't hear anything right now. But thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Trying to, I guess, relax a little bit outside of your family gathering. Remember to surround yourself with people that are of good character, have integrity, and if you don't agree with somebody at Thanksgiving dinner, that's okay. Let them yell or whatever, and go about your business watching more Trench Grenade content. All right, guys, thanks for being here, and until next time, it's gonna be Trench Grenade and Nighthawk. Your average turkey enjoyers. So your mom said we have it on signing out. Cheers.
Cheers.